So something happened this morning when I was dropping my son off at school. I have a 13-year-old son. He's the youngest of my three kids. And he said, I really don't want to go to school. And I said, I understand that. I thought it was the usual every day. I don't want to go to school. And then he said, as I asked him, well, what has you say that today? And he said, well, on Friday, on running day, somebody called me a fat ass N-word. And I was like, what? And I asked him to tell me what happened. Nothing had happened. They were just running, and one of the girls was waving her arms around, and he glanced over where she was as he was running. And she said, what are you looking at, you fat ass N-word? And here's what makes it almost more hurtful, right? As though that's not hurtful enough, is that she looks like him. I've actually commented in the past that they look like they could be related. They look like my other kids. And so here's why I'm sharing that here. Because there are three things I wanted him to know this morning when we were having this conversation. Number one, somebody else's poor behavior, choices, attitude, whatever's going on in there has nothing to do with you. It's not about you. It is about them. And we like to think everything is about us, and that if we showed up in just the right way and said just the right words and had just the right clothes on, then people would treat us differently. However, the unfortunate reality is that how other people choose to show up and treat us has nothing to do with us and nearly everything to do with them. That's number one. Number two, hurt people hurt people. I don't know anything about that young girl, about that 13-year-old girl, except that were she living her best life, it would never in a million years occur to her to relate to somebody else in that way. And then number three, at this point, he gets to decide, I get to decide, you get to decide what you're going to do with someone else's bad behavior. In other words, it's going to sting and feel awful, and it should, because we're not machines, we're human beings. It should feel bad, and we should expect more and better from other people. And at that point, we get to choose. What role are we going to let their nonsense, their bad behavior, their internalized hatred, their racism, their backwards perspectives inform our day, our month, and our year? So, all this to say, difficult people are everywhere. How you respond and what you do about them, that is where you have all of the control.